Hello everybody, Bobby Lynn here again. I am coming to you live with a new recipe that I've made a few times in the last week, and I feel like I need to share it with everybody, not just the people that I've shared it with. So it is it's just time to have apple pie in the middle of the day. It's a rainy day. What else should you do but want to eat something sweet, right? So I am going to make people in my household here, which they're very, very excited and waiting very anxiously for. So a skillet apple pie. And what I'm going to use is our new 10-inch nonstick stainless steel pan. I am very much a big fan of nonstick cookware, which I have a whole bunch hanging out over my head here. And we've had a lot of stainless steel cookware in our collection over the years, and I've just never been a big fan of it until we came out with our nonstick version. So it's still a phenomenal tri-ply, which means it's stainless steel with an aluminum core and then another layer of stainless steel. The aluminum core gives it even cooking, even heat distribution. If it was all just stainless steel, it would give you hot spots and not cook evenly. So that gives you that. And then we laid this honeycomb mesh down, which you can see here, and spread it with non-stick coating and bake that on nice and firmly, and it's actually even metal grade worthy. So when I'm finishing with this, I'm going to be slicing out my apple pie with a metal item, and so you'll see how beautifully this will come out. So the handles are riveted on there so that you don't see them here, which means that there's no food sticking to that part of it. Easy cleanup. The handles don't get hot. These are oven safe, the whole thing, so because I'm going to start it on the stovetop and finish it in the oven. Now, I'll share a little bit more about how you can get this a little later on, but I'm going to go ahead and get that started on the stovetop. And I'm going to put in a stick of butter and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. So it's already sounding like a decadent dessert, but also very simple ingredients, something most people have already in the house. So 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. So I will set that there and get that heating up. And so while that's going, I'm going to work with the crust and the filling. So as you can see here, I've got our beautiful little pastry mat. What I love about this is how it lays out flat. If you ever had any of those plastic ones, which I've had over the years, before we came out with this one, they curl up and kind of stay in a curled up kind of funky position. This one does not. It will lay out flat. And I'm using ready-made pie crust. You can use the Pillsbury brand. You can use the store brand. This is Publix brand. You can use whatever brand you want. For me, honestly, I don't notice a difference in the taste. So I'm just using the regular store brand, and I'm going to roll it out a little bit with our dough roller. Catchy name, right? So we're just going to roll this out. Yeah, a little tear in it there. And then once that has melted completely, I will lay that down in the bottom of the pan. Dough roller's great. I love how simple and light it is. It goes down inside of things. You direct it with this, and then this one here is beveled so that it'll go inside of a pie plate. So if you wanted to put this in a pie plate and go up the inside mouth of it, you can do that with this right here. And then it's got the little crust pricker on the bottom there, so you don't end up with air bubbles, you know, for your crust. So while that is sitting there, I'm going to take my apples, which I have cored out with our core and more. This end is what I used. Just kind of dug right in there and took the seeds and the core out of my apple with that. This end here is for melon balls. So you can actually, you know, just dip it down in, twist it up, and you get a full ball. This here I used to take the top of strawberries. I take the top of an onion. You know how sometimes the root part of the onion will hold things together. If you take that out of your onion, that's a nice little feature for this, you know, the stem of a mushroom, things like that. So I did that with all of my apples, and then I'm going to spiralize them. Now, some of you who have been around Pampered Chef for a long time might be thinking, why are you going to spiralize them and not use that apple peeler core slicer that has been in the Pampered Chef for years? And you are absolutely right. This is what you could use if you have it. I'm going to use, and I have in the past, last week, I'm using the spiralizer because I think it's more versatile. You can do a lot more things. This here is wonderful. You can do potatoes, you can do sweet potatoes, you can do apples on there. Of course, you know, you just pull the blade back. I can't do it now because I've already taken the core out, so it's got nothing to hold on to. See that? It's not going to hold, so I can't do that. Load your apple. I like to load it stem side in and then just start cranking. And it will core and slice it if I do it this way. If I want to peel it as well, and I just need to engage my peeling blade, and then I can peel, core, and slice all 5 of these apples in a matter of a minute or 2. So I'm going to leave that for now, and I'm going to show you my wonderful spiralizer. I see Beth de Moranville is on here, and I believe she has my spiralizer. And we use it for all kinds of vegetables. I spiralize zucchini. I can do a cucumber. I can do potatoes, sweet potatoes, rutabaga, acorn squash, butternut squash, all those things that you might want to get nice and small. So I've taken the blade guard off, and right now it has just a ribbon blade on there, but I want to make this smaller. Well, actually, maybe I'll do one this way so you can see what it looks like. And all you gotta do is load your apple, squeeze it down with the spikes, and I don't want to get juice on my crust. Let me see how this is doing. I got a little bit of time here. Hold on, let me grab a cutting board. I'll grab one of these little cutting mats to hold the juicy things, and then you just start spiraling. So you see how it's kind of like a ribbon? So this is what your vegetable, in our case of fruit, will come out like. Ta-da! All that. Pretty cool. So I'm going to just put it in my bowl here. And then we're ready to go on to our next apple. So that's very quick and easy. So let's think about what kinds of vegetables you could be putting in there. Like I said, it can be squash, sweet potatoes. I'm just going to give you that ribbon effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my blade here, and I'm going to put it linguine teeth up. So you see the thicker blades versus the thinner ones. If you've got something with seeds or whatever, that's just going to make it really too small. I want something a little thicker, so I'm going to put that in there and twist my little wing nut down, and we are good to go. Tighten it up. We're good to go. I'm going to just load another apple. Again, make sure the teeth go down into it. So at my party the other night, we made a zucchini linguine with a red sauce. You can do it with a bruschetta sauce. You can add pesto to it. We've got a creamy avocado pesto primavera. Look at that. Isn't that great? Nice and fast. So, August is coming up. Apple pie season. I know in a lot of northern places it's apple picking time in the fall. So people think of apples in August too because it's back to school time, and you know, everybody, I don't know why, poor teachers get a rap with apples, but everybody thinks of apples and school teachers. So this is a way that you can thank your teachers for bringing in an apple, but you can also just eat them. They're good for you year round, and you can always get them. So see here how fast we're doing this. Boom, boom, boom. Put that in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add in some cinnamon sugar. And so for those of you, if anybody watching, I can't read too far away, I think this is Denise Smith and Beth de Moranville. If you guys have any of our products, shout out about it. And tell us if you have these. But the cinnamon sugar I have is in our flour sugar shaker. And they call it a flour sugar shaker because you can have one with flour, you have one with powdered sugar, you can have one with cinnamon sugar. I have about 7. Slightly obsessive, but it's because I don't want to keep changing it out and emptying it, so I just leave them full of other things. So I have cornmeal in there for when I'm making pizza on the grill so they don't stick. I have one with like a different flavor cinnamon, so I got all kinds of, like I have a vanilla cinnamon I got from Tupperware one time. That was delicious, so I put that in there. Isn't that incredible? It's amazing what you can do. And I know there are several different spiralizers out there on the market. And one of the ladies at my show the other night when I did this Tuesday night, she had one, and she bought this one because she found it easier to use and more versatile. Like the other one, she has to change up these little cassettes and whatnot. And here you don't have to do that. You just kind of keep going. Now this that you see me pull out, these are the thickness of the teeth that hold it in place. Okay? So what we'll do with that is we'll chop those up in the bowl there so that I don't waste any. I'm going to check my cinnamon and butter back here. There we go. Turn that off. It smells good. It's just butter and sugar, but gosh, it smells good. Okay. Spiral is last one. And then I'm going to take my salad choppers and chop it up a little bit, because otherwise this stuff is like spaghetti. It really is. It looks like it, and it actually acts like it, because it's like long. See how that you get these long strands? So if I don't take my choppers and chop them up a little bit, then I'll end up with just like, you ever do that when you take a bite of something and the whole thing pops out? I hate that, because I want a bite for everything evenly distributed. So it's a lot faster to chop up and shred things this way than it is to try to do it with a knife and a cutting board. It's tidier. There we go. And I'll take this last little chunk. We're going to chop that up. I'm going to slide this into the sink. Oops. Sticky homemade apple juice all over my floor. Alright, so we'll take our salad choppers. How many people have these? Beth, I know you have these. Denise, you might. But these here are like, I say I always like snake fangs. Look at those things. Coming down on your food all at one time. So it's a way to chop up vegetables. They're designed to chop up salad. So if you put all your ingredients in a bowl, it's so that you can chop it up and have a chopped salad and it's not slapping you in the face as you're trying to eat it. But again, I want to just make it a little smaller. I also use it to cook, when I cook chopped meat, or to chop cooked meat. How's that? And like in our rock crock, if anybody there has a rock crock, you can chime in and shout in on there. Comment below that you have a rock crock and what you'd like to do with your rock crock. I'm going to make fajitas in mine tonight. All I got to do is, whee! I thought the sweetest chef. Food just flying out of the bowl there. Anybody ever watch the Muppets? He was like the sweetest chef, man. Where was I at? Oh, fajitas. I'm doing fajitas tonight. All you gotta do for that is you take an onion, a red pepper, a green pepper, you quarter those up, lay them in the bottom of the rock crock, and then take a couple breasts of chicken, which I have here. This is how I do my prep my chicken. When I get it home from the grocery store, I stick it in a gallon-sized bag like this, take my meat tenderizer, pound it out nice and flat, and this will thaw really quickly. And then I'm just gonna lay those on top of my peppers and onion. And sprinkle it religiously, generously I should say, with like a Southwest or a Tex-Mex seasoning. Put it in the microwave with a lid on it for 15 minutes. And when that comes out, chop it all up with these salad choppers. And I have fresh, hot fajitas ready to go in 15 minutes. Okay, so now we're just going to add in our cinnamon sugar. Again, no measuring. We're just going to put a whole bunch of that in there, toss it up, and then I'll probably put a little bit more in there for good measure. I'll show you what this looks like. Oh, it smells good. You know, I don't think I've ever come across anybody who doesn't like cinnamon, right? It just smells good. Wow. And it's actually good for you. Look at that, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, I'll set that there for right now while I put in my crust. Lay that down in there. And then I'll put my apples on top of that. And then we'll put in the next crust. Put that in the oven. Oh, I'm going to brush it with a little bit of butter on top. The stainless steel bowl that I'm using too is something I'm going to talk about once I slide this in the oven. I'm going to tell you about some specials for the month, actually for August. Ooh, that's a lot of apple. That's a healthy apple pie. There we go. Okay, we'll take the next crust, roll it out. Good to go. So it's practically August already, right? Hey, Kay! And for the month of August, Pampered Chef has put a couple items on sale. We always do that for our wonderful hosts. And in the month of August, it's kind of like a stainless steel thing. We're going to put our stainless steel tool turnabout, which you might see behind me. If not, I'm going to show it to you. Our stainless steel mixing bowls that you just saw me using. They come as a set of 3. They're normally $100. For you, the set of stainless steel bowls, when you host a show with me, they're going to be $30. I'm dropping them down a little bit more because I think every house needs them. You know, it's just kind of one of those things that I think every house should come with, actually. When you get a kitchen, right, you need a well-stocked kitchen, what are you going to get? That is one of the things I think you need. And they come as a set of 3. They have lids. They have measure markings on the inside, thumb hole so you can grip it real well. I'm just going to drape this over the top. There we go. Beautiful. Oh yeah, did I tell you? We're going to make caramel whipped topping. Oh my gosh. Because you either want ice cream or you want whipped cream, right, with your apple pie. I got to show you guys this. And we'll put in some holes for steam to come out. And it actually looks like a regular apple pie too. Take a little bit, we've just melted a tablespoon of butter, we'll brush it on. Of course, y'all want to have a silicone pastry brush. It's easy to clean out. This thing is 12 years old, you'd never know it because I don't have food stuck in the corners of it. It's not all greasy anymore because it all washes out, dishwasher safe. There we go. And then of course a little bit more cinnamon sugar. Bam. Ready to go. Oh. Sometimes I think you could eat it raw like that. So I'll put that in the oven at 400 for 30 minutes. Don't worry, I'm not going to sit on here for 30 minutes and talk to you, but I am going to work on some whipped cream, and I'll show you how that all goes. This is our whipped cream maker. If you haven't ever seen me use it before, I've done it a few times. We're going to take some fresh, heavy whipping cream. You want to keep it as cold as possible. It whips better that way. So we're going to need 1 cup of it, and it comes with a measure marking right there. So you don't even have to think about it. You're just going to pour in up to the fill line. Remember I said we're going to do caramel, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. That looks like about a teaspoon, right? Like my measuring techniques. I couldn't find caramel pudding, but I found butterscotch, which I think is about the same. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of that. Thought I had my measuring spoon out. There you go, there's 1. And you want the instant version of this, by the way. 2. Now what else am I going to do with the rest of this? I guess I need to make a lot more caramel pudding, or caramel whipped cream, right? And I think I need a little bit of powdered sugar to make sure it doesn't taste like milk. So we'll put in a teaspoon of that, caramel milk, right? And then you're going to put the lid on and start pumping. So while I'm pumping on that, I'll tell you about my specials. So that stainless steel, that was a 10-inch non-stick stainless steel pan. That retails, I believe, for $145 with a lid. Full price at Pampered Chef. Which I'm happy to let you go ahead and pay outright for that. But smarter decision would be to host a show in the month of August. And our hosts in the month of August are going to get 50% more in free product already. So if you were getting $165 in free, I think it bumps it up to like $243, something rather like that. Plus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different items. Usually at 60% off. I'm dropping them even further. So that nonstick pan, normally $145, going to be $45. $45. Yes, I said that. 4, 5. That's like Walmart prices for Pampered Chef brand product. We also have a 12-inch version, which is hanging over here. That's normally $210. It's $50. $50. That's incredible. You can get the entire knife block set with 5 knives, a pair of kitchen shears, and a honing tool for $125. That's normally like $300 and some odd. And the set of stainless steel bowls are $30. They're normally $100, and you can get them for $30. So isn't that amazing? Is that up there? Oh, that's Lisa. Hey, Lisa. You see the little face up there. That's pretty cool. And then, oh, we have a new stainless steel, I think this is ready, tool turnabout, which is pretty fun looking here for all the stainless steel kitchens out there. The inside comes out, so you can use it like 2 different pieces. It also comes with 3 tools and a little hidden compartment here. We've got a spoon rest that hides down inside of there. That is $25 for this set. So some really amazing deep discounts going on in the month of August for hosts. So it's great once the kids get back to school, you can get back to yourself, you know, have a little celebration party that you got the house back. Oh my goodness. Look at that. You see that? That is my caramel. Excuse me, I must sample it. Wow. What better? It's like a caramel apple, right? Pretty impressive. So that is it for right now. I will come back on when I'm ready to take the pie out of the oven. So maybe you guys can take a gander over your, what you call it? Oh, Glasgow, Kara Glasgow. She's what I made the apple pie for the other night. Hi, Kara. You guys can take a look over your calendar and see if you can find a date that you want to do. Kara really wants to do a live party, but she's not sure that she can fit it in. So for the moment, we've scheduled a virtual party online, you know, which means it's online. Lisa's actually finishing up her virtual party right now. Lisa McCarty, who's on here as well. Hey, ladies. And what we can do is do live videos like this and still try to get the best of it. It's just always better if you're actually live in person. You can see it, touch it, taste it, eat what I just made. So then you're tasting that caramel whipped topping and not just me. So anyway, think about that. I will come back in roughly 25 minutes, show you how this came out. And I don't know, maybe I'll show you how yummy it tastes when I eat it. But we'll see. Thank you for joining me. If you have a product, by the way, that you would like to see me demonstrate, please mention that and I will go on live and do a video for you guys and show you how to use it, because it's always better to see the thing in action, you know. Like people ask me all the time about, well, the apple peeler core slicer's one of them. Can opener is another one. The cheese grater is another one. So if you have an issue and you want to see how a thing works, just let me know and I'm more than happy to do that for you. All right, I'll be back in about 25 minutes. Bye.